So, people come up to me and they ask me, Dave, what are you playing? And I'm telling them, right now, I'm playing Magic the Gathering, Duels of the Planeswalkers, 2013 edition. Dear God, that name is almost as much of a word sound as my Let's Play that I'm doing currently. But yeah, I picked this up recently. I've been kind of a fan of the Duels of the Planeswalkers series since, well, the last one. Well, I'm a fan of Magic the Gathering in general, so I figured I'd check it out just for, good time's sake. Two things you'll notice immediately upon booting up Duels of the Planeswalkers. Number one is that this is built as, more for beginners, which isn't out of the ordinary, considering if you followed them at all, they've kind of mentioned that this is this is Wizards' recruitment tool for getting new players. But although at the same time I do question that when you go ahead and put stats like these on all the decks, like I don't think your average newbie will understand what synergy is or speed, or well, they might understand that the deck is supposed to be fast, or they might not understand flexibility as much, but another thing that'll become bloody obvious, besides the fact that it seems like there aren't any multicolored decks, which is kind of weird, is the fact that this is more or less made to promote the new core set. There's no doubt about it in my mind. They made this just to promote the new core set. As far as I can tell, there's no other use for this, for what we see here. But they added some they've added some features. It's pretty much Magic the Gathering, as far as I can tell. There's nothing out of the ordinary. There's been some things that they've added for the sake of satisfying the more advanced players like me, players who've been playing Magic since 8th edition. So they've added some things, but like they added these encounters, which are essentially kind of like or scripted battles of sorts, where, well, the battles are on their end are scripted. They still have the challenge puzzles, which are kind of fun, but they also decided, let's get a little fancy of sorts. So let me get into a battle with Liliana here, and I have not played her against her deck at all, so this might end up going horribly. But they've fancied things up a little bit. It's just. So let me see, what deck do I want to bring in? Of course, by pre-ordering the deck, they gave me a Johnny's deck in full, which is silly. I mean, it kind of takes away half the fun of unlocking cards every run through, but whatever. Yeah, let's bring in Chandra's deck. Burn her zombies to the ground. And yeah, this is one of the big things they add. They feel the need to add a bio, like a little cutscene, and then a bio for every Planeswalker you fight. It seemed a little unnecessary. 2012 didn't do that, and it was fine without it. So yeah, it's a kind of weird for me, and I guess if you want to hook people in with the story, but at the same time, it's like Wizards has been cutting down on actual supplementary materials for the Magic the Gathering lore. So I don't know why you're doing this. It's like I can't go into my local bookseller, and I can't go on Amazon, buy an ebook for like the next Planeswalker novel, because you aren't making any more. You aren't making books for block novels either. I mean. I liked some of them were a little cheesy, but I liked the ones that I've read. I read the Kamigawa block one. I read the Ravnica block novel. I read the first Time Spiral block novel, and it didn't get too much farther than that. But those were reasonable books for what they were. But yeah, I guess we might as well just get started with the game here. Just show you how to play. Like I said, I'm a terrible teacher, but hopefully, since Duels is more beginner-friendly, hopefully you'll suss out the mechanics better than I can explain them. Alright, cool, we get the opening draw here, and not a terrific opening hand here. I mean, Chandra's deck is like lighter on creatures than the average Duels of the Planeswalker deck, but it's like 50-50 creatures, most like more like 60-30 or 60-40 or so. But it's still not a great hand. I'm probably gonna throw it back. I mean, they give you a free mulligan, so why not? This works. I'm gonna keep this. But yeah, and like I said, they added some new features. Like one of the big things that they kind of advertised with this set is with Duels 2013 is manual mana tapping. But seeing as all the decks are monocolored, I don't see where that's going to be relevant at all. I mean, unless I unlock Nicol Bolas's deck, which. But I consider they're probably going to make him a cheap-ass boss that you can't get the deck for, like Karn in the last game. What are you thinking, Wizards? You give us standard decks and we have to face a deck that isn't even legal in Legacy. Ugh. But yeah, all that aside, though, it's I mean, that's one feature that they added. I mean, at the same time, they added all these nice features for advanced players. I mean, if you follow the little phase counter up near Liliana there, you'll actually see like the end step actually pop up, which was something that a lot of players kind of missed, and they added some strategic value to the game. And it does add strategic value, except for the fact that they try to make these Duels games more Duels of the Planeswalkers games more arcadey. So it's like the time limit you have to hit the stop timer button and say, hold on, I got some things to do. You don't get to do. If you tried to rush past the end step in real Magic, you'd get a DCI. The DCI would slap you down with penalties for trying to impede the game in some manner. That's not gonna fly here, and I don't get why you have to be so attentive to that. It's like I lost a few of my first games. I'm no Duels newbie. I know my way around, and I know my way around Magic. I know my way around the last Duels, but I lost my first few games because I wanted to bring back one of my Phoenixes from the graveyard with its activated ability, but it's like during the end step. So I zoom into the graveyard, select card, select the revive ability, and suddenly it's my turn, and I didn't realize it at all. So it's like I wasted all that end of turn mana for nothing. It's like, what? I mean, if you're gonna be trying to cater, try to pick what crowd you want to cater to with this, Wizards. If you want to cater to the new players, you don't really need to do so much with this. I mean, you could probably have. But if you want to cater to the more experienced players, why are you forcing them to be so... I mean, I doze off during a game of Magic every now and then. I'm not afraid to admit it. Sometimes I'm not all there. Sometimes I miss things. So when something happens, like I'm supposed to pay super astute attention to the fact that there's an end... to the fact that I have like all of 2 or 3 seconds to call... Hold it, I have something to do on my end step. No, you can't. That does not work. That does not work. I mean, at least the core mechanics of Magic are still preserved here, so I got that going for this game, and it does that very well. It does keep the spirit of Magic going well enough, and I'm glad I baited out that fume spitter. That was probably going to be a nuisance. But it's just, there are things that I just wish could be done better with this, and it's like that end step's just like part of it. The deck, and I'll when I beat Liliana, I'll definitely head into the deck manager and show you some other things that I wish would be done differently. Each player discards a card, sure. If only there were more ground creatures. So, what do I discard? These are all good cards. The Hellhound. So, I'm going a little mad over this rant. But yeah, I mean, the game, nothing against the game, it's good. I mean, it does a damn well job bringing Magic to a more arcadey, gamey format, like they intended to with every other installment in this series. But there are so many things that I just don't like, and on top of that, this really pissed me off the most, and this is really noticeable when you head into the deck editor, deck manager, and I'll do that after this game. But once you get in there, it kind of becomes obvious that this is a port of their new fancy iPad version, and it's like, what? I mean, I'm not against iPad gaming. I picked up Sword and Sorcery in the Humble Indie Bundle, and that was amazing. I can't believe I missed out on that game. But at the same time, though, there's things that I just cannot agree with, and that's lazy ports. It doesn't matter what platform or what game or whatever. If you do a lazy job porting something to another platform, I will get pissed off. I mean, if you make an iPhone application and then do a lazy port to Android, I will not accept that. Let's zoom out here. I didn't mean to do that. But it's just, there's so many things that they could have done. Okay, you're murdering that. Well, and in response, I'm going to take advantage and go ahead and make sure that Searing Spear does extra damage to you. Try that on for size. But yeah, if I pick up an Android app and I see iPhone the iPhone design language everywhere, I'm gonna be pissed off. Same here. If I have to click and drag and do swipey thingies with my mouse in order to navigate swiftly through the deck manager, I'm gonna be pissed off. And I'm sorry, Wizards, but you had a good thing going here, and you went and blew it, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, there's nothing bad with this game, but seriously, you could have done much better. And I mean, I will complain about that, but that's something entirely different. Got my Phoenix back. Hehehe. Yeah, this was an easy match. I found it weird, though. I was gonna actually say that the difficulty was actually hard, considering that they actually made the difficulty appropriate for what you selected, because I remember sleepwalking through Duels 2012 on Planeswalker, and after my multiple failures in the first fight, I figured that, oh, maybe they actually kind of shaped things up here. No, not really. It's still pretty easy if you're a veteran at Magic, but you know, given what it is, there's certainly nothing wrong with that. Nice corrupt, Lily. Let me see if that's gonna certainly save you in the long haul. Yeah, I think Lily's doing a good job here. She's certainly holding her own, but yeah, let me see, where was I going on this? I think it was on a rant about porting. If I see lazy job porting anywhere, I'm not gonna be happy. I mean, there's so many things here that I probably wouldn't be super, that I would not wish on any developer, that I would not want to see in general when I'm working. So, you know, let's run out the Phoenix. And pump up Furnace Whelp. I mean, there's really... Normally I'd do that after, like, mid-combat, but he's not gonna block. I have nothing but flyers. But yeah, it's just... They do a good job with a lot of things here. This... I mean, the game itself is good. The way they handled the game, the way they ported it, I'm not happy with it. I mean, I don't get why the iPad was the new lead device here. I mean, just because, I mean, I'm not big on Apple in general. I'm not big on Apple, so the iPad being the lead development device just kind of throws me off, and especially considering that I'm pretty sure they intended that I don't remember. I don't think I've ever seen this one. Huh. Well then, that's problematic. But yeah, I don't know what led them to think that iPad would be a good lead development platform. I mean, I understand that's typically how big corporate projects go. There's always one platform that you do the initial build for, that you focus on, and then you port outward from there. That's at least how I understand it goes, and at least from what I've heard about the games industry. I'm a one-man development studio, folks. I don't know. I do all these videos by myself. I've been working on my little task list app by myself. I don't have any corporate financial backers or anything. It's all me back here. I'm gonna go ahead and flame break away your stuff, Lily. So it's like, I don't know how it works, like, when you're actually doing, like, big corporate work like that, but that would be annoying if it was a counter. But as far as I can tell, I'm not really in any position to... God damn it. Come on, draw me some burn, draw me some burn. That's not burn. Yeah, well. Sometimes you just work with the cards you're dealt. But yeah, as far as I can tell, if you're not... Still, it probably... I mean, if you have to do it this way, I guess I understand, but I really would have preferred that you take advantage of the platform's own abilities. I mean, that's one thing that just kind of boggled me. It's like when... One thing they at least have been doing for every edition of Duels is, like, give you, like, promo cards, which is nice, but... So, for 2013, I bought, bye-bye, Lily. So, for 2012, I bought it on the Xbox because I wanted a Grave Titan. For this one, I bought it on the PC because for two reasons. One, I wanted to record this video, and two, I wanted a Sarah avatar. So, and I got a Sarah avatar out of it, but I don't get why I couldn't just print out the screen that gave me the code to head to my local game store and hand that in for my Sarah avatar. I don't know why that is the case. In fact, it even when I clicked they let me click the little link and it opened the Steam, and it didn't open the Steam browser to let me type in the code so that way I can redeem my Sarah avatar. It instead opened Firefox, taking me out of the game entirely when I was in full screen. What? And they let you, and they are perfectly capable of calling the Steam browser as well, which is crazy. I mean, they use that for the achievement screen as well. Ugh. But yeah, let me show you this horrible deck manager. So yeah, I just happened to get a new card for my deck, another Chandra's Phoenix. Really nice. I love those things. But yeah, it's like I click one of these cards like to the right of the one that's being highlighted, and it moves me one space to the right. Why can't I just jump around on the list? In fact, why do I have to click and drag and then watch as it do some kind of weird kinetic scrolly thingy? Why? There's just a lot of whys that I don't understand with how this was made, with the design decisions that went into this. I think I'll cut one of the Hellhounds for the new Phoenix. Yeah, that feels about right. I mean, nothing wrong with the Hellhounds. It's a solid beater, but I feel like too much fire breathing kind of spoils the soup. Especially when I have the Dragon Hatchlings and Pyre Chargers. Pyre Charger. Fun stuff. Save and quit there. So yeah, that's pretty much been my experience with Duels 2013. I enjoyed, and you know, if you have I enjoy the game itself. I don't like how the UI was designed with clearly no forethought for playing it on the PC. I mean, what the hell is this? I mean, what design language are you using here? I mean, Mitgo's awful, but at least it's navigatable with a mouse. But that aside, the game is fine. I mean, the game itself is fine. Menu gripes aside, the game is good, and if you happen to enjoy Magic or have been interested in it at all, you could give it a shot, give it a look. And like I said, promo cards for buying the game. So you know, if you pick up like the Steam version or the iPad version, I think you get Sarah Avatar. I forget what you get for PC for PS3 and 360. Wonder why they haven't done a Wii waiver. I can't say that with a straight face. But anyway, this has been I'm Dave, and this is what I've been playing. Take care, everybody.